smoke a little bit. Yeah, but my point is this: people are getting married. People are taking that step. If your fear is
Mhm.
holding you back that much, that's totally on you. Leave women out of it until you get over your fear. Stop talking about like, oh, what's going on? It's like,
You,
no, baby, it's you. It's you. You're
you
the
can't.
reason why you can't. Go ahead.
No. You can't tell somebody that's a good person to not be fearful of something that they can't control when the family court system is so involved in what happens in our lives. For the longest, literally for decades, we've had examples of good people that are then taken advantage of by the family court system that's not going to benefit them or their children when women can literally weaponize that against men. For you to not take every risk into consideration, I don't think that that has anything to not do with women. When women are advocating against updating the family court laws, even though they got more freedom than they ever had before, those laws were established at a time where women didn't have the options that they have now. And I think that they should be
Yeah.
updated to more or less reflect what's happening in society. I don't think that that's unreasonable to say, you know what? I need to be very cautious because if I make a mistake, then it can ruin everything that I've ever built in my entire life. I just think that that's just being
But I
logical.
mean, in anything, I can agree.
I mean, Anthony's right. You can't tell a good man who has worked hard, done this, done the other, first not to be afraid of what's going out there. What now? If it was changed, the 80% of divorces, child support, and alimony doesn't benefit women; it benefits men. This lady would be speaking something different. She would be advocating. She would be fearful of getting married too if those things were affecting women most of the time. But those statistics I just mentioned affect men most of the time. So men are like, let's have a conversation about this. Because we still want to get married, but how do we get married without being fearful of the fact that you are going to use the family court system against me? And all she has to say is, that's your problem. So men are like, okay, sure. Then no marriage, don't bother me about all this, you know? But this is the things like men come to the table to have the conversation, and some women are not willing to listen. They don't care. You know why? Because the family court system, the divorce, the alimony, the child support helps them. It's in their favor.
I agree with that. But in anything, there's always a risk. There's no reward without the risk. So are you gonna, for instance, what is the stat on how many people get into a fatal car accident every day? Is that gonna stop you from
Mhm.
driving? No.
No, but
You're gonna.
it's
You're
exponentially
still.
lower. But it's
Yeah.
lower
Well,
because when I
either
was
way, either
driving,
way, either way. But my point is this: either way, you don't have any control over these other drivers. It is unpredictable every time you hit the streets. Anything can happen.
mhm,
But that's not going
mhm.
to stop you from getting behind the wheel and driving.
Well, the difference is majority of the drivers, right, have either passed a road test, they have licenses. So even if out of 10 drivers, two of them don't have license and they could, you know, knock you down or run into you, the chances are less. It's less riskier. And then also on the roads, we have signs. Also, we have laws. We have traffic police. There are certain things in place to make sure if you're on the road, your safety is a little bit high. But when we talk about marriage, where is the safety for men? Zero. Just a prenup. Prenups are changed every time. Prenups are thrown out of court every time. You guys see celebrities who signed, you would think they have ironclad prenups, and the women, fight against the prenups, and the judge is like, yeah, throw it out. Let's do this. You feel me? So when you talk about driving, those other drivers, the cars have been checked majority of the time. They have the license. We have road signs. We have traffic police. We have things in place to make sure there's road safety for all drivers, right? So we don't have 80% accident rate on the roads. But when it comes to marriage, there's 80% chance that you are going to file for divorce from a man, and there's close to 100% that he has to pay alimony, and close to 100% that he has to pay child support. Where at the safety safety issues or principles in place to protect the man in that situation? If marriage is the road where the man has to drive.
Driving to yourself to want to go. There is risk in taking that step to getting married, but if you go into it fear based, you're already expecting failure. That's on you. You're expecting
Yeah,
the worst. You're
but
bracing
here's the
yourself
thing.
for the shit to fall instead of going into it. Well, just hear me out. Instead of going into it like, okay, what can I give? Who can I be to get the best outcome of this situation? You know what I mean? Instead of like focusing on, well, she can divorce me. How about we not even focus on divorce and focus on a thriving relationship? I get it. Like it is difficult in the dating space right now, but a lot of times the focus is on the negative so much that's all you see. That it fills your entire space when we know we're intelligent enough to know there are people getting married, they're falling in love, they're finding their people, they're
Mhm.
doing the work. So it's like, why aren't you?
Yeah, but those same people have 50% divorce rate, of which 80% is the woman leaving the man. So to be blind to the statistics because some people are getting married just because they're in love with the Disney fairy tale, and also are the people getting married now that you say are getting married, who gave them the marriage counseling? Most people, most of us didn't have any marriage advice or grooming when we were growing up, because marriage is a skill, relationships are a skill. But if most of us came up from single mother households or from broken up households, or our parents also divorced, who was there to teach us the benefits, the foundations, the principles of marriage and staying married? So people could get married all they want, but if the chances of divorce and breaking up is high, it doesn't matter, because most people get married either for because we're in love right now, they don't think about the what they have to do to go through the marriage, or they're getting married for the wedding to impress other people. So it doesn't matter what rate they're getting married if they're getting divorced almost at half the rate.